say don't, you'll be proud of me, OG. Woke up, read me a Bible verse, got some breakfast in my system, talked to God about it. You know what I'm saying? And he laid it on me. I got one more album, EP, mixtape, whichever one it's gonna be, I got one more. And it's over, I'm going to find my...
A 25-year-old rapper who survived bullets that killed his homies, made millions with Yo Gotti, but couldn't survive his own mind. Lil Poppa's final tweets were disturbing. "I'm scared to go to sleep. I'm lonely, bro. And somebody gonna die." 3 days later, he was found dead in Atlanta. But what really pushed Jacksonville's most promising artist over the edge? The truth will shock you. Lil Poppa wasn't just another rapper from Jacksonville. He was the one who made it out, signed to Yo Gotti's CMG label, with millions of streams and a future brighter than most from his city ever dreamed of. Lil Poppa had everything going for him, but success couldn't heal the trauma eating him alive. The 2018 shooting that made him famous also broke him in ways nobody fully understood. To understand how a young king with everything to live for ended up taking his own life, we have to go back to where it all started. The streets of Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville is a city where the murder rate is over twice the national average. This ain't no regular place. It's where young cats either make it out or become another statistic. Lil Poppa, real name Janarius Mike Willer, bounced between his mama's crib on the east side and his grandma's house on the west side. His mama kept him in church, trying to keep him away from the streets, and that's where Shorty discovered his gift. At just 6 years old, he was writing Christian rhymes and performing at church. His older brother Chi-Chi taught him how to rap, and Poppa picked it up and ran with it. His family recognized his talent early. It wasn't play, it was real skill developing. His grandma's house became his sanctuary, a place to focus on music without the street noise. But growing up in Jacksonville, the streets eventually called his name. When Poppa left the porch, his lyrics began reflecting the gritty, violent environment around him. The east side, where his mama lived, was known for violence, and the west side, where his grandma stayed, had its own problems. He witnessed shootings, friends getting locked up or killed, and all that pain started pouring into his music. What made Poppa different was his dedication despite personal struggles. He dealt with a chronic blood disease that sometimes kept him bedridden for days or weeks. Most would have given up, but he used that downtime to perfect his craft, even setting up a studio in his grandma's closet to record without leaving the house. His family supported him, but worried. Jacksonville had a history of chewing up young rappers' dreams. By 14, he dropped his first music video, and over the next few years, he steadily built a buzz in Jacksonville's local scene. This wasn't just another young kid with a dream. This was someone with real skill, real stories, and the work ethic to back it up. But everything changed in 2018. To understand, we have to see the environment he was navigating. Jacksonville's rap scene was wild. Neighborhood rivalries, beefs between crews like Cut Circle, Poppa's Crew, and Head First, and young rappers caught in street politics whether they wanted to be or not. Poppa actually used to be cool with Foolio, recorded tracks together, but a fight at a Foot Locker changed that. People were comparing them online, insults were traded, and relationships went south. The feud escalated over years, becoming deeply personal. Poppa even taunted Foolio's dead brother during IG Lives and tracks, while Foolio fired back by dissing Poppa's homie, Corbin Johnson, who was later kidnapped and murdered. Other rivalries added to the stress. K Shorty, another local rapper, went after Poppa's deceased brother, Little League, in his music. Poppa responded by referencing the tragic death of 17-year-old Nandy Wise, caught in crossfire. All this tension unfolded while Poppa tried to build his career, constantly looking over his shoulder as beefs dragged in family, friends, and past tragedies. Then came the incident that made him famous but destroyed him inside. In 2018, Poppa and his closest friends were caught in a drive-by. Several of his homies didn't make it home. 2 or 3 of the people he trusted with his life were killed. Poppa survived without a scratch, while his brothers bled out. One victim was his homie, CP, a lifelong friend. The trauma of surviving when those he loved didn't haunted him constantly. Despite his growing fame and millions in streams, this experience, the combination of street violence, personal loss, ongoing beefs, and mental strain, pushed him toward despair. Success and talent couldn't erase the scars of the streets. The very environment that gave him his music also became the weight on his soul. Lil Poppa's story is a stark reminder of the invisible battles artists face, the trauma, grief, and pressure behind the streams and videos. Jacksonville may have seen him as a success story, but the reality he carried inside was far darker. By the time he posted those last tweets, the world saw his talent and rise, but only he knew the depth of his pain. 3 days later, he was gone, leaving a legacy of music intertwined with heartbreak. A life that proved survival on the streets isn't always enough to overcome the battles inside. Named Chevy got injured trying to protect Poppa during the whole incident. The psychological impact was immediate and devastating. Poppa started experiencing what psychologists call survivor guilt, that crushing feeling of wondering why you lived when others died. He asked himself questions with no good answers. Why wasn't I hit? Why did I survive when they didn't? What makes my life more valuable than theirs? Instead of trying to forget, Poppa turned that trauma into music. He dropped a track called Purple Hearts, and the lyrics revealed exactly what was going through his mind. At night, I wonder why them bullets ain't hit me. Why the F they miss me? Rather be gone. Take me out my frickin' misery. That line tells the whole story. Poppa literally wished he had died instead of his friends. He was dealing with survivor remorse. The song continued. Detectives try to frame me. Interrogation, they blame me. Wish I could take it back to the day that my mama made me. He wasn't just grieving his friends. He was being interrogated, suspected, and blamed by the authorities. The chorus of Purple Hearts hit even harder. Purple hearts for them soldiers. F gone, feel us. Gotta make it out before they come and kill us. This wasn't just a song. It was his trauma diary set to a beat. And ironically, it became his breakout hit, racking up over 6 million views on YouTube. The most painful moment of his life became the song that made him famous. The success was bittersweet. On one hand, it put him on the map and proved his talent. On the other hand, performing that song meant reliving the shooting night after night. Every fan request forced him back to that trauma. The industry noticed. Purple Hearts caught the attention of major players, including Polo G, and led to Poppa signing with Rule No. 1 Interscope Records in 2019. But the real turning point came in April 2022 when Yo Gotti signed him to CMG, Collective Music Group. CMG, home to Moneybagg Yo, 42 Dugg, and ESTG, is one of the hottest labels in the game. Signing with Yo Gotti meant validation at the highest level. You got what it takes to compete. Poppa was now a young artist from Jacksonville, telling real stories of survival and mental health in a way few could. Money started flowing, millions of streams, major label backing, and features with big names. Poppa went from recording in a grandma's closet to professional studios. But money didn't erase trauma. Survivor guilt, his chronic blood disease, and the pressure of success were still there. Deadlines, expectations, and a team depending on him added new stress. His mixtape series, Under Investigation, documented street life and survival with raw honesty. Listeners related not just to the crime or violence, but to the grief, loss, and struggle to overcome trauma. Yet even with millions of monthly listeners and YouTube views, Poppa's mental health battles were ongoing. Jacksonville's streets had left him hypervigilant, always on edge, always listening for gunshots. Every loud noise, every loss of a friend reinforced survivor guilt. His Instagram bio summed it up. First we're born, next we suffer, then we die. The end. That wasn't just an edgy persona. It was someone who genuinely felt life was a cycle of suffering. His last album, Almost Normal Again, August 2025, reflected this struggle. The title alone shows he wasn't fully at peace. He was trying to get back to normal, but was only almost there. It hinted at a time before the 2018 shooting, before losing friends, and before survival became a burden. Trauma doesn't vanish just because you achieve success. In the weeks leading up to his death, his social media posts grew concerning. Buried beneath regular career updates and music promotions were cries for help, glimpses of pain that most overlooked. And despite his fame, his battles were intimately private. His struggles with mental health, survivor guilt, chronic illness, and street trauma were largely invisible to the world. Lil Poppa's story is a brutal reminder of the invisible battles artists face, the trauma, grief, and pressure behind the streams and videos. Jacksonville may have seen him as a success story, but the reality he carried inside was far darker. By the time he posted those last tweets, the world saw his talent and rise, but only he knew the depth of his pain. 3 days later, he was gone, leaving a legacy of music intertwined with heartbreak. A life that proved survival on the streets isn't always enough to overcome the battles inside. I'm scared to go to sleep and I'm lonely, bro. Is it okay to cry? I never asked for any of this. I shed all my tears in the dark. I thought they were loyal, but the jewelry made them judge me. Trust no one. You're in heaven or hell, it don't matter. Somebody gonna die. These weren't lyrics. These were cries for help. But on social media, serious posts get buried under constant content. Looking back, these tweets reveal someone struggling with loneliness, depression, trust issues, and thoughts of death. Yet, confusingly, Poppa also posted positive content weeks before his death. He shared videos about how there's more to life, that he wasn't in the streets anymore, and that he was focused on his music career. That's the reality.